okay, people, let me state the obvious. The fact that Adam Gase still has a job right now, it's mind-boggling to me. It really is. Let's keep this in mind, people. Adam Gase was brought in to be the New York Jets head coach because the Jets felt that if they fired Todd Bowles and brought in an offensive head coach in Adam Gase, that their team would take off, that Sam Darnold would improve as a quarterback, that their football team would be much better. They felt that Adam Gase was the missing piece to the puzzle. And I don't think Todd Bowles, honestly, was all that bad of a head coach in New York during his time with the Jets. I just felt that, there was nothing really special about Todd Bowles as a head coach. I think that he's better off definitely as a coordinator. He's doing his thing in Tampa Bay, being the defensive coordinator right now. And I understood the philosophy that, okay, Todd Bowles is a defensive-minded head coach. Let's bring in a young, creative, offensive-minded head coach to go and help out Sam Darnold. And you look at the teams that are succeeding right now, the Packers, the Saints, the Chiefs, the 49ers, they got to a Super Bowl last year. Even the Cardinals. You know what these teams have in common? They have offensive-minded head coaches. So I understood the thought that, okay, you're trying to bring in an offensive-minded head coach. Fine, maybe Adam Gase could work. But Adam Gase has been a total disaster in New York up to this point. There's no other way to slice it. And the Adam Gase defenders can go out there and say, well, the team went 7-9 last year. That's not all that bad. Well, for the most part, I kind of agree with you, but mainly the reason why the team went 7-9 last year was because of Greg Williams and that defense, along with Jamal Adams and Sam Darnold, making sugar cream cookies out of really bad ingredients, okay? The Jets are arguably the worst team in all of football as we speak today. And recently, like I said earlier, the Jets lost to the Broncos at home, 37-28. And keep in mind, the Broncos were starting a third-string quarterback named Brett Rippon. Who's Brett Rippon? And not to mention, the Jets in that game, they were +3 in the turnover margin. They were at home. They caught the Broncos on a short week. And the Broncos were starting a third-string quarterback, had multiple players out due to injury, and they still beat the Jets by double digits at home. That's a bad sign. Like I mentioned earlier, Drew Lock didn't play. Courtland Sutton didn't play. Noah Fant didn't play. Von Miller didn't play. Jarrell Casey didn't play. A.J. Boyd didn't play. Mark Barron did not play. Mark Barron did not play. All those players for the Broncos did not play, and the Jets still somehow found a way to lose that game. How does Adam Gase have a job right now? Adam Gase is single-handedly ruining Sam Darnold's development, and he is single-handedly ruining the New York Jets franchise before our very eyes. And listen, I don't want to hear the excuses about, the offensive line is bad, the wide receivers suck, the defense sucks. Brian Flores last year, I told you this earlier, Brian Flores was working with nothing last season. The Dolphins' leading rusher last season was a 37-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick. And he's not a running back, people. He's a quarterback. That was the Miami Dolphins' leading rusher last season. That's how bad that roster was last season. Keep in mind, Adam Gase had Le'Veon Bell on his roster. Le'Veon Bell, a former all-pro level running back. Le'Veon Bell was a top 5 running back in football. But you want to know why his career has gone south? His career has gone south because Adam Gase is not a good head coach, and he's not creative enough, and he doesn't know what the heck he is doing. Not to mention, the Jets just don't have a lot of talent on their offensive line. That does matter. But man, like I mentioned earlier, you've seen players get progressively better when they leave Adam Gase. Keep in mind, Ryan Tannehill was on the Miami Dolphins roster at quarterback when Adam Gase was there. Adam Gase got him to the playoffs one time. And now Ryan Tannehill is putting up MVP level numbers playing for a defensive-minded head coach in Mike Vrabel. A defensive-minded head coach is getting MVP level production from Ryan Tannehill, and Adam Gase, who's supposed to be an offensive guru, did nothing with Ryan Tannehill in Miami. No wonder why Sam Darnold has looked so bad at times with the Jets. You want to know why? Because his head coach, he's just lost. His head coach is doing nothing to help him progress. He's just not. You look at even players like Damian Williams. Damian Williams was a Super Bowl MVP candidate, leaving Adam Gase. He very well could have won Super Bowl MVP this past season. You look at Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake looks like a starting level running back with the Arizona Cardinals. When he had Adam Gase by his side as head coach back in Miami, the guy was not doing anything. You look at Devontae Parker in Miami. Devontae Parker looks like one of the best wide receivers in the NFL now. And I know I'm pointing out the times in which Adam Gase was not in New York with the Jets, but keeping it $150 with you guys, what has Adam Gase done that has been special in New York with the Jets? Where's the signature win? Where's the time where I look at the New York Jets and I say, that's a well-coached football team? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Adam Gase is not the future head coach for the Jets. The players do not respect him. The guy can't make adjustments. He doesn't evolve offensively enough for me. He's not creative enough. He does not know how to develop a quarterback. Sam Darnold has really suffered due to poor development, in regards to the coaching staff in New York. That falls on Adam Gase's shoulders because, I don't know, he's the head coach of the team. You think it would fall on his shoulders. Ultimately, Adam Gase needs to be fired sooner rather than later. And the Jets, they need to get a real head coach in the building to go out there and help Sam Darnold. But to be honest with you, I don't even know if the Jets can get a real legitimate head coach. You want to know why? Because they're a bad franchise right now. And I'm sorry, but teams are going to look at the Falcons' job, and they're going to look at the Texans' job, and they're going to look at a lot of other open head coaching jobs before they look at the New York Jets head coaching job. Because if I'm Eric Bieniemy, why would I want to go to New York to coach the Jets? The Jets are a mess right now. And Adam Gase deserves most of the blame because when I look at the New York football Jets right now, I say this is not a well-coached football team. This is not a well-oiled machine at all. And ultimately, Adam Gase needs to be fired sooner rather than later as New York Jets head coach because he is not cutting it at all right now. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.